Welcome back, and Josh Beatar and Alex Goldman for FDS MMA. And today we're very luckily joined by the PFL heavyweight, the man who makes his next fight coming up very soon, few weeks. Maurice Greene. Maurice, how are you, man?
I'm doing excellent.
Awesome, man. Seems like it. Look, man, I want to sort of get into that fight coming up against Ante Delija. Obviously, he was the 2022 PFL heavyweight champion. For you, it's a very exciting fight, one that I'm very much looking forward to. You know, seeing your rise in PFL and what you've done since being in the promotion. You've done amazing since you've joined the organisation. How do you see this fight playing out, and what sort of strengths do you think you can use to your advantage to beat Ante coming up?
Well, I'm doing my homework. You know, he has a lot of fights. You know, in comparison to some other guys I fought. So that means although he has a lot of experience, there's also a lot of footage, you know, and, he's 25-5 maybe. He hasn't lost very much. So he hasn't changed very much over the years, right? He's gotten stronger in some of the areas that he's been in, you know. He still has the problematic areas, which I know about and I'm aware about, and we're going to expose them. But if I had to be honest with you, man, I mean, people can say, well, he sucks or whatever. Talk all that shit you want. It's different when the work is being put in. Hard work works. And, I just don't think there's a whole lot more that he's going to show. I know he's Mirko Cro Cop's protege. Motherfucker, we all kickbox. You know, it's 2023. Mirko ain't what Mirko Cro Cop does ain't no secret now, motherfucker. Everybody knows it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, man, I'm just confident. You know, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster. I got more cardio than him. You know, he beats guys because he outlasts the motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure. So
he's not crazy good. He outlasts them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was wondering, do you feel more valued as a fighter in the PFL as compared to when you're in the UFC?
I mean, if I had to be honest with you, the UFC took care of me. I never had an issue with it. I mean, you know, we all didn't make money, so you know, I made more money than other people that didn't make money. Let's put it that way.
Definitely, for sure.
You know what I mean? I had opportunities to really make it and make it big in the UFC. You know, I just didn't rise to the occasion. So that's my fault, right? That's why we take the chance on MMA, right? For those opportunities to come through in the clutch and come through big. And, you know, I just quite wasn't ready for some of those opportunities I was handed. And I took them a little bit for granted. You know, when you're a young man, I was 25 when I started.
Yeah.
330 pounds. I lost 100 pounds, never had to fight growing up, ended up being a fighter. You know, I was feeling myself. And, you know, I got humbled quite a bit. And all the way up and probably till even my last PFL fight, I thought everything was all worked out. And then, Goltsov humbled me. I was like, shit, I didn't do enough work. But, we've done enough work and we're doing the work.
Definitely.
Tenfold. So, yeah, man, I just think it's a great matchup. You know, it'd be great to beat Ante up, you know. Oh, I tell him, beat Andre up. You know, I call him Andre now. Beat Andre up, go fight in the semis and then meet Goltsov in the final. So I can get that one back too in a major way. But, you know, I don't like to think too far ahead because guess what? Playoffs don't happen if you don't win. You know, it's like, for me, in my head, it's win or go home. I got 5 points and I'm in second place, but all that shit can change. And that's just how the PFL tournament is. That's the beauty of the tournament, you know? You think you're in a good position, but, you know, it's win or go home. It's really win or go home for anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, man, something I want to get your take on is, you know, you've been in a very good position over the years where you've developed and formed this friendship and partnership with Jon Jones, the consensus greatest of all time, the man who I think is the greatest fighter who has ever lived. For you, what's that been like, being surrounded by Jon daily and being friends with him, learning from him, getting to experience and grow as a human, as a fighter. How has that been for you, being around a man that, who has conquered the landscape?
That has done it all. Hey,
Yeah.
that's done it all.
Done it all.
Literally has done it all and still has so much more. It's very humbling. And don't get me wrong, I put the work in. I put the fucking work in. And there's a reason why, John does keep me around, because I put the work in with him and I'm passionate about what I do. And actually, he's given me a little more passion into looking like, damn, Maurice, you've been looking at some of this shit all wrong, So some of the things that I do in fight prep, have changed. Just watching John go through his process to become the UFC heavyweight champion. I was side by side for most of the workouts. I didn't do all of them. But I did every one I was allowed to go to, or that was a workout for the team. But I never missed anything. You're stupid to miss them. You kind of are. Kind of stupid, Think about it. You got the best coaches in the world. You got the pound for pound best fighter in the world. Confidently saying, listen, confidently. Nobody's ever legitimately beat the man.
No. Yeah,
he would be 29. Hey, he would be 29-0 like Khabib with what? 15 title fight wins now?
Yeah.
15? It's 15 now, right?
Yeah, 15.
And
Pretty
he was coming back from an era where it was a bunch of fucking sharks and steroids were a thing. And there was a lot of shit going on where these guys was really scary. And he was whooping them as a young man for 10 years. So just to be in the room and just get his take on things and study with him and, have him in my corner and have him by my side. I'm grateful and I don't take any of it for granted. So, my goal is to be a world champion, and I told him that a long time ago. If I can't be a world champion, it's almost for naught. If I don't have enough money to retire with, what the fuck did I waste 14 years of my life for?
Yeah.
That's how serious it is for me. I'll be 37 this year. I'm no young man. I'm no spring fucking chicken.
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure.
But man, it's unmatched, man. It's unmatched. I got the best coaching staff. And I got the most support from not only John, but, we have other guys in that room that have been just as dedicated as me, week after week, day after day, month after month for 2 years. I trained with John for 2 years before a lot of this happened. And I didn't even know what my landscape was in MMA. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep my foot on the gas. If something comes up, I'll be ready. It worked out for me. Like, it's working out tenfold right now, After going through a champ camp with Jon Jones, you feel not like you're better than these guys, but like, oh shit, bro, we're really working.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers aren't doing this. I bet you, just take my swimming workout. I bet you they're not doing that one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet you they're not doing my swimming workout.
Yeah.
So, I just think it's my time. I know it's my time, and I have the opportunity to make it my time. Right?
Yeah.
It's in my control. This is in my control, and I'm gonna make the best of it. I got 2 kids that look up to me that need to go to college. There's a lot of shit on the line with this tournament. I'm about to win this shit, and that's the end of it. And it's gonna start with beating last year's champion and let motherfuckers know Crochet Boss been here the whole time, but you motherfuckers ain't know. It's time to catch up.
Definitely.
For sure. And that kind of leads into my next question, Maurice. So, you just talked about with this tournament, there's so much on the line. And, I was wondering from, someone that started in the game so young and is now, I would call a veteran, do you think it's smarter to sort of, throw everything you have into MMA, so to speak? Or do you think it's better to maybe be realistic about, maybe you need some options for after fighting with what you're going to do with your life? What do you think is smarter?
So I've done it all. So, when I first started in MMA, I had a full-time job. I was working in corporate America. And I had a buddy tell me, Mo, you need to just fucking quit that shit. Put all your eggs in that basket. I was like, fam, I got a family to feed. And as long as it remained my part-time job, I got part-time results.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what the reality is, right? Because you just try to fit it in and you just go with the flow. When it became my full-time job and like a real, you get full-time results.
Yeah.
I train 5 days a week. I don't train all day because rest is also training too, you know?
Yep.
My body just doesn't recover like it used to when I was 25, you know?
Yep.
But I used to be 330 pounds when I was 25, and I've lost 100 pounds, and I'm a healthier individual. So, I forgot the question.
You're good, man.
So good, man. We were just asking, yeah, we were just asking you, do you think it's smart to throw everything you have into MMA, or do you think it's smarter to have backups?
Ultimately, if you want to be an MMA fighter, you put all those eggs in that basket. And everything that you do outside of MMA and being in the gym and being around the culture is supporting that habit.
Definitely.
You know, and supporting that dream. Like the problem is, like, I'm lucky, you know, I'm one of the lucky ones. I got my job. I was working at a bank, a big bank, and they eliminated my position. They gave me a severance.
Yeah.
So they paid me my salary for a year plus.
Wow.
A year and a half, right? To chase a dream, right? I made it to the Ultimate Fighter in 6 months from when I took my severance.
Wow.
I was on the Ultimate Fighter, then right into the UFC. So for me, it worked out. It doesn't work out like that for everybody. I went 3-0 when I started in the UFC, and then the problems came because I wasn't doing the right things to grow, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, you know, I was able to come out to Albuquerque and go to Jacksonwink and meet Jon Jones and get invited into his training, his personalized training, with this team that he's put together of great, great men that I enjoy spending 3-4 nights a week with for a couple hours, you know, and I spend more with some because I swim with some, I do strength conditioning and lift with some. So, you know, if it wasn't for John, a lot of this wouldn't be possible, especially for me personally. So I'm forever grateful, and I think you should put all your eggs in one basket because people know you're serious about it. You know, I don't think a lot of people really take me serious in MMA. You know, like he crochets, and I was crocheting before I was fighting, so you can go ahead and debt with that. I've been crocheting 15 plus years.
That was actually leading to my next question, man. Was I find it very interesting that you know you like crocheting, and I actually watched a video. I can't remember, it was either on YouTube or on Instagram, and it was with you and John, and you'd made these beanies, and you handmade the Crochet Boss label, and you were handing them out to John over at John's house, and I think it was a Christmas time, maybe a year ago. Or yeah. So it got me thinking, like, how did this crocheting become a thing with you, and why did it become a passion?
So I had a clothing line called Monkey Business Decor with a business partner. His name was Johnny Bravado. Rest in peace, Johnny. And we needed to do something new. It was like a small sneaker, you know, in a little sneaker boutique with all the J's, you know, when the drops come out.
Yep.
And this girl was knitting, and where I worked at, which is a company called E-Access, it was an e-commerce company. And this girl was knitting, and I was like, damn, that shit dope as fuck. She was like, I'll teach you. So we went to Joann's on lunch break, and I learned how to knit first. And when I met my fiance, she's like, babe, why don't you crochet? It's faster. So I got on YouTube that night when we were living in Chicago in Lincoln Park off North Clybourne Avenue in Fullerton, right by DePaul University. And I crocheted the first thing ever, and shit, it's been, I said, man, I got some, you know, I do this, like, you know, I'm true to this. Let me see if I can turn this. People don't realize, but I'm true to this.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm true to this. I'm not new to this, you know, I'm true to this.
Damn. Look nice, man.
And we got, hey. Listen, Granny can crochet, but Granny don't get down like the Crochet Boss, you know?
Granny Greene.
Yeah, exactly.
Granny can crochet. We got, you know, here's another one. You know, this is my own pattern. I don't read patterns. We got new yarn. We got, goddammit, we got more yarn. We got hold on, check this thing out. And then this would be the last thing.
We got the Crochet Boss setup. Damn straight.
So then now we got this. Now this is pretty special. It's coming apart, so I got to fix it. But, you know, this is serious out here. People think I'll be playing about my crochet. You know, I'm really.
She wear that to the fights.
I actually wore this to John's fight, actually.
There you go.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Well, Maurice, man.
Yeah, I'm true to this.
You are, man.
The Crochet Boss is the Crochet Boss for the reason. But look, man, last question from us today, man. We don't want to keep you too long.
What's up?
We really appreciate you giving us some time. But I just wanted you to know if you could talk about what it's been like to be able to train with, legendary coaches and in a legendary gym like Jacksonwink MMA, a gym that has really been...
Not at Jacksonwink.
Not at Jacksonwink, okay. But you've trained there in the past, I believe.
I was there.
Yeah.
When I first got to Albuquerque, I was there. And I left after John did. It was for my own personal reasons, you know. No ill will. They was always good to me. They still cool with me. They still all good with me.
Yeah.
But when the GOAT was like, hey, you want to come train with me, and then it became a permanent thing. So, and it works for my schedule. I'm a whole dad. But it's been amazing. I think I've grown as a person and a fighter in this process. I think I've found myself. I was 3-0 in the UFC, and I was depressed. I would go home and I'd sleep on my couch for weeks. I'd go on at the time. I was a bit of an addict. I went on a couple benders. And it wasn't. But I felt in my heart of hearts, all I got to do is go win fights, and I'll be happy, right?
Yeah.
And then you realize so much. So actually, moving out to Albuquerque and, my kids are happy in school. My fiance just got her fucking undergrad. She got her bachelor's. She's ready to
Congratulations.
Go to school for a master's. Thank you. And, I'm in this tournament. I'm doing well. I got the right mindset. A lot of this shit is mental. What we do in the cage it's so mental. And, I'm surrounding myself around the right coaches, the right training partners with the same mindset. It's really, you gotta have people around you with the same like-minded mindset, or you're going to end up doing what the fuck they do on the weekend, right? Which really works. Again, I've been there. I've done all that shit with them. I've done it all. But as a 37-year-old man, there's other things that are more important, and a life for my family. And, if I got to just struggle and work a little bit harder and be a little bit more tired and not get much sleep and wake up, but I know at the end of the day, my kids and maybe my kids' kids will be all right. Well, I'll do that. That's cool. So, I mean, it's been a hell of an experience, but, it needs to end. It needs to end this year with a world championship. Like, that's the only option. That's the only option in my head at this point. Like, that's the only option. That's the only thing that makes everything worth it for me. This needs to end with a world championship, and it's in my control. Yeah. And that's, I've said it a million times, and I'm a broken record, but I'm going to keep saying it until I get my hand raised on June 16th.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Well, look, Maurice, thank you so much for joining us today, man. We really appreciate you giving us some time. I know, I'll speak for Josh and myself that, we'd love to see you win that belt. And then maybe afterwards a special Champ Crochet line could be released. And yeah, man, but we really appreciate you giving us some time, and we'd love to talk to you again in future, man. All the best.
Hey, man, just reach out. You got my information. We connected. We linked now. So just reach out to me and we'll get some time. And again, thank you so much for having me on. You guys have a wonderful day and a great weekend.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you, man.